What kind of ruler would order the death of 2-year-old boys in his kingdom? What kind of monster was King Herod? This is Storytime with Josh, and this is a bit about Herod. There was a Jewish historian in the 1st century AD called Josephus, and Josephus recorded lots of interesting historical information about the Jewish nation. The stories I'm going to tell you today about King Herod come from Josephus's work, The Antiquities of the Jews, and you can find a link to an English translation of this in the description under this video. What kind of king was King Herod? Let me tell you what happened when he came to power. When Herod became king and conquered Jerusalem, he wanted to give himself some amount of legitimacy in the eyes of the Jews. So he married a woman named Mariamne, who was the daughter of one of the previous rulers of Israel. Sure, Herod already had a wife, but that didn't matter to him. Well, Herod and Mariamne had some kids, but sometime later, Herod got jealous of Mariamne and suspected her of sleeping with someone else. So he planned to have her killed. Herod put Mariamne on trial, and he got his sister to say bad things about her. But he also called Mariamne's mother to come and testify at the trial. Now, Mariamne's mother had heard that Herod was out to get her as well. So she thought, maybe if I testify against my own daughter, that will save my own skin. So she testified against her own daughter, and they had Mariamne executed. Well, after this, Mariamne's mother, for some reason, decided to set herself up as the queen of the Jews. Well, as you can imagine, Herod didn't like that very much. He had her executed without even a trial. Sometime later, Herod got it in his mind that 2 of his sons by Mariamne were actually trying to have him killed, because they wanted the throne for themselves. So he took them to Emperor Augustus to have them tried. Emperor Augustus managed to smooth things over between them. For the time being, that is. But 3 years later, Herod decided again that those 2 sons were out to get him. And this time, he proceeded with the trial and had them convicted and executed. Herod knew that the Romans were powerful, and he was the sort of guy who sided with Cassius when Cassius was winning, and sided with Mark Antony when Mark Antony was winning, and sided with Caesar Augustus when Caesar Augustus was winning. He put lots of money into building temples and monuments for various different gods, including renovating the Jewish temple at Jerusalem. He was the sort of person who would go to great lengths to make people think he was great and to maintain the power that he had.